Bonjour and welcome back to the channel, and join us in this episode as you find out, did we make it? Did we get to France, and did we have any problems across the Pyrenees? Well, as you can see, we are in France. A little bit of an update on where we're at, but join us this week as we arrive at the Santander resort in Andres Plage. So come along, see what we get up to as we get back to France.
Camp along this plage on the right.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. Find out where the office is.
There.
So we've not done one of these before, have we, Santander? So we're going all the way down to the car park.
Yeah. Through the middle.
Yeah. So she's saying that will recognise our registration now, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like that. Okay. So that's the children's play area. So she said they don't have a shop on site.
Yeah, I had read some reviews that, they said they've got a bar
A snack
though.
bar. Oh, okay. Okay, straight on here.
Yeah, so we should just be coming close to the car park.
Ah, these are the pictures of the cabins. Yeah. So if I go down this one,
Yeah, I think
Is
that's
that
what she
what she
said.
said?
The first one, and then in front of you there'll be these cabins,
yes.
and then where's he up? To the left.
Just quickly going down the next one.
What's that?
I can get around that, can't I? Yeah.
And then this is a cabin.
Yeah.
Where's this one here?
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, so reversing in means the door will be on this side, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a new. That's a new tree man.
Actually, with those branches.
Yeah, drop it off.
Just go to the.
The blocks as well.
So our initial impression of Ocean Andres is that I think it's expensive for what it is. This is still an unfinished campsite. it's not the most accessible around some of the pictures. The cabins, if you're staying in those, have got no air conditioning. That's just a standard across all 100 plus of them. And I don't know, it just feels like it's still a work in progress. It's definitely not a 5-star campsite in what they're aspiring to. And also there's no shop, and you've got 4 or 5 miles to get to one in the local town. So yes, there's a nice swimming pool, nice bar, snack bar, and your cabins on your pictures are great, but it's not the complete package yet. We'd consider it again in the future, but we wouldn't have it at the top of our list. And there's just some things you'd need to consider if you were thinking about staying there. Well, after a 400-mile drive, we've had no glitches coming across from the last campsite, so she is done as well. And we're now pitched at Andres Ocean in the south of France. Washers and tumble dryers. With an electronic payment. Well, the update is a simple one really, in that we've stayed in contact with Fiat, and as we came across the Pyrenees, we took our time. So we left Crexel and we had a stop at Zaragoza. That was also an opportunity for us to top up with some food. We found a nice little Lidl there. And we then, from there, had a shorter hop across to Biarritz. And that was the tricky bit. We knew it was going to be a bit mountainous. There's going to be some hills to climb coming over the Pyrenees. But in 2 drives of about 175 miles per drive, we only had one issue, and that was coming over the Pyrenees. We hit one of the hills coming up, and it clonked back out from 8 to 7, and we just lost a bit of the power going up the hill. Now again, no engine management light, no issue. Literally got up the hill, resolved itself, we carried on. So I reported that in to Fiat. Again, take it nice and steady, almost nurse the vehicle home, I guess is what we are doing. Can't get booked in anywhere this side, so this is either going to be recovery for something that doesn't exist as an engine management light fault, or crack on and just take it in steady hops. So that's what we're doing. We're going to bunny hop up the west coast of France and take it from there. So I have been in touch with our local dealer back in the UK, so shout out to Rockingham Motors in Corby, who have already booked us in. So we've got it ready to go onto their system to check with the reader, check for any inherent codes that might be hiding there, and also for them to consider whether it needs a software update or a possible remap, as this issue seems to be between the gears up in 6, 7 and 8, and it just doesn't seem to want to find the right one to pull you up the hill. So once we're back in the UK, I'll do a proper update on what happens in visiting our local dealer.